Shravni, welcome to Stay Paid. We would love to help you grow your business. What is your, question that you have that can take you to the next level?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. All of you, great. Thanks for having me here. I am very excited to share my question because I know you guys are the experts. So, um, in brief, so my company, we help professionals build their personal brands. And my question is like sometimes our prospects, they mistakenly confuse our high benefit multimedia brand building features as an average paid press media agency. So, how can we showcase our real value, outshine competition, and attract the right clients?
Great question. And very similar to us, at Reminder Media, trying to help people build their brand. Could you give me some understanding of the difference for you and what you're saying the average paid media press versus you?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about any average press media, what they do is they are going to charge you just probably a couple of $100s. They will say, you write your article, give it to us, we'll just get it press featured.
Yeah, so like PR, they'll go
It's just
feature it
yeah,
on
it's just
all
the basic
these
PR. Now what?
PR wise type wire stuff. Yep.
What
Okay.
we do is we firstly we identify who these professionals are who are in the industry for at least 15 years, so they have at least a good story in their industry expertise to tell. We work with them, we write their stories, and we have an article done on our digital magazine. We have, yes, a press feature, which is a wide media press feature. We also get them featured on the NYC billboards, or we also do their
Yep.
LinkedIn outreach. So basically, help them build an entire brand with their personal and professional story. So their personal brand, not out overshadowed by their company that they work for. So
Okay.
authors, coaches, consultants, even people looking for TEDx talks. We also have a podcast, so we give them the whole bunch of features, which is billboards, even
So
that.
what is the then pain point? Your client is saying to you that they don't see the value over just the regular paid. Like how
Oh
are they
no
expressing
no!
that to
When they
you?
interact with us, when they work with us, they absolutely love us. But when I'm talking
Okay.
about cold outreach, so sometimes people
Okay,
think
gotcha.
is that why is your pricing different? Because I could just pay $97 and get myself featured here, versus why do I have to pay few $100s or a couple of $1,000?
So how do you separate yourself
Yes.
is what you're asking
Yes.
from the
So
competition.
they sometimes when they do not interact with us or see us just by one ad, they do get confused. Like, how is it different from one Spark paid feature versus all these multimedia features that we are bringing in?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
could say something there, Luke, because like even like hearing your pitch, like I am confused, on the difference there, and I would say like the number one mistake that you're making is everything relates down to how much money are you bringing that company, and so you have to like if you have cases that the people that love you that you're working with that are 15 years in the business, if they're praising you, if they're sticking your retention rate is really good with them, there's a reason behind that,
Hmm.
and that reason is money. And so, like, you have to, when you go to your sales pitch, show how the differentiator, how it relates to bringing you more business as the consumer you're selling to, right? The
Hmm.
business owner that you're selling to. And I don't have clarity on that as you're, making the pitch. Like, I don't know any of the terms, that you're spouting out. And so I would say you just have to relate it back to the money. Like, how much money are you making them more than these other companies are making the business owner?
Yeah,
Or whatever
usually how it flows is if you can share, maybe you have it, maybe you don't, but if you can share this is what our average client sees
Hmm.
versus the comparable, right? The comparison, and then outlay why, right? And you've seen this in tech. Tech does this a lot where it's like the features you get with us, check, 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 check. And this one, it's like check, check, X, red X. They don't have this feature, right? And you see these comparables. That's normally how like these squeeze pages or lead pages try to showcase that. Like to give you a comparable for like, I think it's like Tom Ferry or Brian Buffini, they'll say our average client makes, $400,000 a year versus the industry average of 65,000. So they compare their coaching client to the industry, and that is the hook that brings people in to actually care about the differentiator of you writing the article for them, you doing the extra work. But to Steven's point, I don't care
Right.
that you write it versus I write. Like as a business person, it's like all I care about is the result.
What's the
So, and if you're telling me it's a lot more expensive to go with you, I got to see that. Well, what's the result you're getting over the other people? And this is where, like, if maybe yours is not a quantifiable result because you're in a similar land of like branding is a
Yes,
hard
it's PR
thing to quantifiable.
and branding. So
Yeah, the way to do this, and you'll see this in real estate too. It applies to all real estate agents, financial service. It's you've got to do niche-based marketing and case study based. So, i.e., you got to think about your target audience. You said, I think consultants is one. And it's okay, consultants, that's a wider range. Do you work with a specific type of consultant?
yeah,
You know, and this is just as an example. I don't need to know the answer to it, but it's like you get really niche down on who you serve. So let's give this example in real estate. Do you work with first-time home buyers?
Yep.
Do you work with luxury real estate? Like you get really niche of who you're going after audience-wise, and then that allows you to craft. Let me give you a case study of, hey, are you a dentist? This is a dentist client that worked with us, and this is what happened with their business. And so maybe you can't have the easy, like hook based upon money, but you can do that same hook based upon niche drags you in. I'm a dentist in this local area, and I'm now seeing what this dentist
Yeah.
did.
And I help
Yeah.
with this and that
Yeah.
in his business. And then you get reviews to them praising you. So you've got a third
Yeah.
way to do it. All that.
Yeah, I think I think what you guys are saying is very much echoing with me, because of the time when I actually asked this question versus now, we have actually done that with with people who got featured with
Sweet.
us, so they got the digital.
How is that working for you?
It's working,
is it working?
yeah, it's working good, because we had the testimonials, we had the digital verified badge, we had their press features, they got it, we had them featured at the Times Square. So yeah, they are seeing that, and so does our clients.
Yeah. So it's just get really niche. Like I would have to pull up your site and take a look at your offerings. I can do that maybe later for you. But it's like the hardest part in business is saying no to opportunity. And the death of every entrepreneur is they just see the world as a blue ocean and they want it all. And I can think of Reminder Media. We said no to being integrated into CRMs for the longest time. You know why? Because we wanted to build a CRM and we thought there'd be an opportunity for us with the CRM. And it's like, that is such short term. It killed us because now I've lost years and years of being integrated into the most major CRMs out there in the industry because I thought I was going to do a CRM at one point in time. Like it just was so dumb. And I can think of so many examples that, oh man, get niche, get really niche, master that niche. So maybe part of the problem is, you got to look at your business and you got to go, where does my revenue actually come from? Does it come from consultants? Does it come from coaches? Does it come from, where does it really come from? And how big is that total addressable market? And if that's a big enough size, how does my reflection of copy when I go to my landing pages, my website, how does my reflection of email marketing, my ads that I run, everything that I do to promote my business speak to that one niche? We serve thousands and thousands of insurance agents, financial advisors, and 140 different other industries. But our biggest niche is real estate. So when you go to our site and we hear this complaint all the time, you think we're only a real estate company, but I still haven't changed that because guess what? Hey, my biggest niche is real estate and I haven't even mastered that yet. So I'm going to get all the other business. But every time I've tried to spread out to everybody too soon, it has killed our business. So I would just encourage you, Shravni, to get really niche in who you go after. And then your value proposition will resonate. When you confuse, you lose. When you confuse, you lose. And how you're describing it to us, you're losing, right? And that's to help you go, hey, how you just gave your 15-second, here's what we do. The three of us would not have known the difference. And I'm in the marketing space, and I still had to ask you to clarify, well, what's the difference? So that's maybe just because, you're on a show and it's hard to get out your thoughts, which is fair, but spend time on that. And we all are blessed right now in where we're at. ChatGPT, man. Jim and I use the AI, take exactly what you told us, go speak to ChatGPT on record mode, on voice mode, I should say, and go, hey, based upon what I've told you, how would you give a value proposition in 5 seconds based upon this? How would you? And, that will help you a ton. But awesome question and very, very applicable to every entrepreneur out there.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is helpful. I think that is something we have been doing, because this was more like a something I did not do full time until this year. So I did not pay much attention on my own marketing, because I had a lot of referrals coming in from the people who had worked with me previously. So all the things you're saying are not something I had consciously thought and worked on, because people saw the value and they referred.
Right.
But now that I have to go and market myself with an ad, a Meta and Google, I have to feature on that ad with that niche that you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to define your
Yes.
niche, because referrals are great, but if you want to grow to add to your bucket, you got to know who your ideal target
Especially
audience
with
is.
ads like
Yep.
the open ads on Meta and Google. Yes.
And then run your own campaign
Mhm.
on yourself for that niche,
Mhm.
because now you have credibility of you use what you do.
Mhm.
And that is the best way to sell people, is to go, hey, it's like for us, I send thousands, 10,000 plus of my own magazines out to my list,
Mhm.
right? It's like we're doing everything. Acre Brothers, the beautiful thing about Acre Brothers, we sell to the real estate industry. Stephen, my own brother, got in and we do exactly what we teach people to do. And that level of credibility, when you say, oh, they've already closed 150 deals this year, that level of credibility, it's not perfect, but we live it. And that will bring
Right.
people into your ecosystem and a trust that you can't get through marketing,
That's
because people care what you do, not what you say.
yeah.
Shravni, very, very awesome. Please connect with us on social, because
Sure.
we love to connect more. But this is fantastic. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. You all have a great day. Thank you so much.
You
You
too.
too. Go out there and crush it.
Bye
See ya.
bye.